The following is a presentation of the Belal Sports Media Network.
Let's move on to the main event. Welterweight division. We had Belal Muhammad versus Jack Maddalena, and Jack Della Maddalena got the win and is now your new welterweight champion. So I don't know. This was an interesting fight. I didn't expect Belal to take this strategy or this approach in coming to the fight, but round one was pretty much a kickboxing round. I gave the one to Jack, and round two, I thought Jack was the busier fighter, landing more. And round three, more good head movement from Jack, and he was picking Belal apart from the outside. Round four was probably Belal's best round. He did a good job of pressing forward and making it an ugly fight. Got in the clinch and made Jack uncomfortable. And then round five, Jack went back to striking from the outside, and he cut Belal open, and he got it down for about 30 seconds. Belal was finally able to get his paws on him, which I thought he would have did from the get-go, but then, he couldn't hold Jack down, and he got back on his feet, and he started pouring it on Belal for the rest of the round. You could tell Belal was tired, and he was hurt, but he did a good job of staying in it. But I don't know, it just looked like, I don't know if his head wasn't in it or he didn't look good in this fight and didn't go to his bread and butter. What were your thoughts on this one, Admire? And also, all three of us had Belal in this one.
Well, this fight was why the UFC did not want him as a champion. Not known for very exciting fights. This is why I mentioned in the pre-show that there wasn't a lot of ticket movement on this. There was only one finish on the main card. So, I scored the first round and the fourth round for Belal. I know you said,
oh, really?
I
gave it to Jack.
I thought he looked good in the first round. What Belal reminded me of in this fight was a really boring and slower version of GSP. He looked, that's what he reminded me of, just GSP, but just not as good, not as crisp, not as clean. With the stand-up, he tried pumping that jab quite a bit, but it just didn't look like it was really working for him. Tried to keep Maddalena at bay, and Maddalena was getting off from the outside. GSP's jab actually kept people back and from, coming winging in on them. So I don't know. Belal just didn't seem to have any urgency or like he was all the way in the fight until round four is where he kind of realized, oh, I'm losing this fight and I need to do something. It was kind of weird. And his corner didn't seem to really be pressuring him or really guiding him into switching up his game plan much. It was kind of different. So it was just kind of weird all the way around. But Maddalena, it was kind of cool seeing his progression through the fight. He just kind of picked it up, and it was pretty much the same game plan throughout the fight, but the pace kind of changed back and forth. He just changed his game plan a little bit as the fight went on with, just kind of the way he was circling, but still throwing shots from the outside. Did what he had to do, got the belt, and we were all wrong. So UFC's real happy about that. I guarantee it. They did not want Belal Muhammad as their champion because he's known for not having exciting fights. So there you go.
Steve?
I think Maddalena did a very great job against Belal. To me, I felt like Belal, he went toe to toe as far as like striking. I'll give him that credit because this is more striking I've seen him do in a fight than any other. But that's because I feel like he was forced. Maddalena had enough to not just stay on the ground when he was on the ground. He had reversals to get back up, especially at crucial times, or especially the fifth round too. But every time he got up, he was getting the better end of these shots. And sometimes if he did get hit, Belal would think the exchange is over, and then he'll go off the end of the person's last exchange and tagged him back 2 times. It was a very cat and mouse striking game that Maddalena was getting the better game, better exchange of. And Belal, he had his moments having him on the ground. He really didn't do as much with it as you would think he would, or if he even could, because I think he was actually forced to fight. Comparing it to Edwards, to where Edwards is a pretty good striker, knocked out a good wrestler, Kamaru, and seems like he couldn't do it like he did Edwards. So I think it was actually a style fight. Maddalena had the striking to keep him at bay and to get back on his feet.
Yeah, definitely. Chris?
Looked like Jake could, outstand Bilal's pressure. Bilal didn't look comfortable to me throughout the fight, and he came alive a little late. Probably beginning, like, to me, I seen him. He was fighting a different fight. I don't think he came in there to fight that type of fight. And when he realized the fight he was fighting, it was already kind of too late. So Jake hold his guns. Started throwing a lot of jabs to me, getting right to him. He got out a lot of situations that I thought could have went bad for him. So that was good to see on Jake's end, but came out with the win.
Yeah, and new champion, Jack Della Maddalena. Like am I saying, Belal, I don't know why he seemed to rub the UFC brass in the wrong way, but I don't think they wanted the title on him. He had to earn it the hard way. What he gone on a crazy ass winning streak? How many did he win in a row? Like 9 or 10 or something ridiculous. He had that no contest like in between then, but he went on a crazy winning streak and got the title shot the hard way, and he's out of there. And I don't know, you think Jack is one of the UFC's guy, or is he like a transition guy? Because we got the elephant in the room with Shavkat Rakhmonov. I think he's the guy that a lot of people think is going to run wild with this division, even though he looked human against Ian Machado Gary back at UFC 310. But is Jack a placeholder, you think, Admire?
Yeah, he's just holding that belt until Shavkat's up there.
You think so too, Steve?
Well, I can say, but I heard rumors of introducing another fight.
Yeah. Admire, we talked about that before show. Wasn't it like a merry-go-round? If Jack won, then Islam was gonna come up and face him, but if he lost, then it's supposed to be Islam and Topuria.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact thing of what it was, but it was something like that. I can't remember if who won, which way it was, but it was.
Yeah.
One of them won, there was a move up. If the other one won, it wasn't.
If I'm not mistaken, Steve, isn't that what the slate supposed to be? Islam supposed to come up and face Jack?
I think that's what I've heard. Yeah, Islam.
I
didn't say that.
Like, what do y'all think about that? Though? I mean, what if Islam loses and he vacates his title for no reason? I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, then make him start all over. I mean, it's a dumb move. I mean, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. If you think you're that good that you're vacating a belt to move up and try this, and then you get beat, sorry about your luck, bud.
Go ahead, Chris.
Not the same. Like, you go up there and you lose, and you got to start at the bottom. I'll go back where you came from.
I'm about to say, does he have to start at the bottom? I feel like if that happened, Dana White would probably just put him back in title contention at lightweight and make him jump over a lot of people and piss people off. It'd just be a mess. It's same with like Topuria. Topuria vacated that featherweight title, and now I'm guessing it's going to be him and Oliveira now. I think that's what they said.
Yeah.
And what happens if he loses? Is he just gonna try to go back down to featherweight? They try to get this. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of people vacating titles before they lose them.
Yeah, especially when they haven't even really defended it.
Yeah, Islam. You could make a case for Islam, but definitely not for Tapiria. Like defended it once. So I don't know. Chris, I feel like it's a little bit different in boxing because there's so many weight classes and
there's too many belts too, so you don't even worry.
And, yeah, and you got 4 belts in each division too. But this is a little bit different. I don't know. It's definitely a merry-go-round with the welterweight division. But where does Belal go from here? Because like you said, the UFC doesn't really like him.
I mean, they don't like him, but I mean, they can't just like get rid of him. So he'll hang around. He'll try to fight his way back in there. Put him in there against Usman, run it back with Edwards. Ian Gary just lost to a Muhammad against Ian Gary.
But do you think the fight they're having in Atlanta, I think is in the next month or so, think the Buckley and Usman fight has any title implication?
Probably. I mean, Buckley's been doing pretty good lately. Usman has the big name recognition. So, I mean, they want to get him in front of people. They wouldn't mind getting him back towards the belt. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's implications there. With Belal Muhammad just now losing, I would want to get him in there with somebody probably else that's ranked real high that just lost. That's why I threw Ian Gary's name out there. Or wait and see if Usman loses. Wait and see if Buckley loses. Kind of take some of these guys that are highly ranked and take it a loss, and then kind of make a bracket out of these guys and just see how they shake out.
But Steve, Buckley, that's your guy, the St. Louis guy. You think Buckley might be stuck between a rock and a hard place if he beats Usman? Because, like I said, I feel like they've been waiting for Shavkat to like get back in the mix. I don't know if Buckley would get a title shot before like a Shavkat.
Well, he might have to do a Tyron Woodley like he did. They made him sit down for a while, and he waited to get that title shot with Robbie Lawless. Maybe if he beats Usman, I mean, I think they even said, talked about it. That's a test enough to qualify him for it. So I can see him, if he did that complication get worked out, because Shavkat been waiting for a long time as far as a title shot. So I can see them fighting for whatever they have to do, and then Buckley probably will come in right after.
Yeah, we'll see. It's a lot of things to shake out in this welterweight division, and we got to see how it plays out. Belal losing really threw a wrench in the plans, and it's going to be a domino effect, and we'll see how it plays out. Thank you for checking out this Haymaker Combat Sports segment. This full episode can be found on the Haymaker Combat Sports YouTube page and in audio form on all major podcast platforms. Until next time, peace.